Hey guys, this is Joe from Analog Archive, back with another vinyl video. Today's video is going to be my recent finds, first one of 2022. Been pretty busy with a lot going on in my personal life, and so have not been able to kind of pick up a lot of stuff. Most of actually everything that you're going to see today is going to be things that I found online, which is a little bit kind of unorthodox for me, considering most of the time the stuff that I show is from Rochester. I think there's only 2 of these that are from Rochester, maybe 3, but for the most part, they're going to be mainly online things from Discogs, Acoustic Sounds, and things like that. So found some really great stuff, really great start to the year, and so we'll get started. The first one is Music Inc. This is Charles Tolliver, and this is Live at Slugs Volume 2 on the Strata East label. This is I think this came out early 2021 from the Pure Pleasure Records label out of the UK. Was able to find this on the Acoustic Sounds website for a great price. If you are looking to find a lot of affordable Strata East titles, like jazz titles from the 70s, definitely check out the Acoustic Sounds website to see what they have available. When I checked a few weeks ago, there was quite a few albums, so a great affordable alternative to originals. And this is an album that I really was looking for a while, and pretty good sound quality. Was happy with the presentation, and I'm real happy to kind of have this. So Live at Slugs Volume 2. Good start to that. The other one that I had gotten on the Acoustic Sounds website, this is Billy Harper Quintet Live at Antibes, 1975. I think I showed this in my last video in the Vinyl Tag 2022. Kind of talked about the fact that on the A side there was a short, maybe 10 or so second pause where there was no music being played. It was just silent. At first I kind of thought that there was some kind of pressing issues with it, but it ended up just being, I guess, part of the recording. This is a live recording, obviously live at Antibes in France, and this was put out by the Sam Records label out of France as well. Have always been really happy, really pleased with the reissue quality of Sam Records. Again, this is another one that real affordable on the Acoustic Sounds website. So Billy Harper's a great musician. His stuff is hard to find really in any way. So having this great reissue, was real happy with that. My last trip to Rochester, I think the next 2 are going to be from Rochester. Right before Christmas, I was supposed to meet Dave from Local Bandography there in Rochester, along with Dom, Seeking a Thread. We were supposed to meet in Rochester. Dave comes up once a year from North Carolina to visit his family. Would have loved to have met Dave. It just didn't unfortunately work out. Hopefully next year we can get together at Christmas. But I decided to go to Rochester. It had been a few weeks since I had been, and I wanted to kind of check out what the Bop Shop had, along with, I hadn't been to Needle Drop in quite a while, so I wanted to kind of check out what they had. This one actually came from Needle Drop. This is Benny Mopin, Slow Traffic to the Right. This is on the Mercury label from, I think this is from the late 70s. Let me see if it has the year on it. I think it's like 1978, something like that, 76, 78, somewhere in there, mid to late 70s. Really enjoyed Benny Mopin as a musician, really liked his contribution on the Lee Morgan. I believe he was on both Live at the Lighthouse and Lee Morgan's last sessions, both on Blue Note. That was kind of my introduction to him. Really liked his kind of avant-garde spiritual jazz approach to the saxophone. This one is more funky, kind of jazz funk, and this is an album that I had seen before, people post about it, but never saw it in person. It was $20. When I got home, checked it out. It ended up actually being a somewhat a little bit rarer of a title, and I think it's more like 50, 75 bucks for it. So that's one thing that's great about Needle Drop. You can find stuff there that's usually very underpriced. And so was really lucky to find this in the bins. Really great pickup. Loved just the sound on that. It was absolutely great. Next one's from the Bop Shop. This is Roy Ayers, Virgo Vibes. This is again from the trip to Rochester right before Christmas. And actually, now that I think about it, I guess these are kind of technically 2021 finds, but hadn't made a video about them, so kind of considering them to be the 2022 finds. But this is one I had seen at Record Archive. Had posted it on their Instagram a few weeks ago. It was like the beginning of December, and so I went to check out Record Archive first before I went to the Bop Shop, and they had already unfortunately sold this record, and so I was a little bit disappointed. It wasn't real disappointed because this was a record that again, I saw them post, and then I kind of became aware of it. It wasn't something I was really looking for, but I saw this at the Bop Shop. It was a good price for it. Listened to it before, make sure that it was kind of my speed, but real great sound to it. It's got Charles Tolliver's on the trumpet on both sides. Joe Henderson appears on the tenor on side 1, and then Harold Land is on the tenor on side 2. You've got Reggie Workman is on the bass on the A side, Buster Williams on the bass on the B side, Donald Bailey's on the drums on the B side, Jack Wilson's on the piano on the B side. So you got a great lineup. Roy Ayers being the vibraphone player. Pretty good. Maybe not something I'd spend a whole lot, but was kind of interested to broaden my horizon a little bit, get into an album that was led by a vibraphone player. So great to kind of pick this one up. Real clean condition. Sounds great. So happy to have grabbed that. Next one's from Discogs. Got this from a seller out of Japan, Ella Records. I've talked about that online seller before. Great source for Japanese pressings of especially a lot of Blue Notes, Prestige. They have stuff there that, I mean, especially if you're looking for an alternative to original or at least US pressings, they've got really affordable Japanese pressings because obviously it's high demand, or not high demand, sorry, it's high supply there. And just kind of see, this album was on my radar for quite a few months. This is first visit, Dave Liebman. This is his first session as a leader. He had already been playing with Elvin Jones for a few years. I think it was like 2 or 3 years. This was from 1973. And this was really high on my want list when it came to continuing to fill the gaps of the Dave Liebman discography. And this one popped up as Ella Records had it. Real affordable. I think it was like $28 for it. There was one other copy that was in the US that was like $50, but messaged the seller about it and the guy just didn't respond. So kind of didn't want to have to just buy it and be disappointed. So I waited, and my patience kind of worked out because I was able to find this great copy. But just an excellent post-bop modal early 70s album. Dave Liebman is excellent on this. He's working with longtime piano collaborator Richard Bjark, and then Jack DeJohnette is on the drums. This was it's called First Visit because it's from his trip to Japan. He did an album in Tokyo, so really great one to have on the Philips label. So really happy to have seen that show up. Last few, as always, kind of wait until the end to show some of the bigger stuff, or at least what I consider to be the bigger stuff. So first one, this is Iron City, Grant Green. I've been really collecting Grant Green really since the beginning of collecting jazz. He was the first jazz musician that I was became aware of, and have always loved the guitar, especially his guitar playing. This is an album that you rarely see. The Cobblestone, he made one album on Cobblestone. This is from 1972. I think this was recorded in the late 60s. It was like 67, 68, but wasn't released until 72. But just an excellent trio with Big John Patton on organ, and then Ben Dixon on the drums. I think I actually read recently that it wasn't actually John Patton on the organ, and that it actually was Larry Young, and that there was actually some anecdotal evidence of the fact that it wasn't John Patton that was on the organ, even though he was credited on it. So something I actually just read, I think, like yesterday about that. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but really great, kind of embracing some of his earlier stuff before he went into the more jazz funk period in the late 60s, but especially into the 70s. Again, being recorded in 68, he still was kind of on that tail end of his blue note and hard bop type. So this is kind of a hard bop, soul jazz type session, but an excellent one. Really happy to have gotten this. Very clean condition on that as well. Last few, we got 3 more. Another Grant Green session. This is Shades of Green. Grant Green. This is from 1972. The back image is the image that was used as the cover photo for the album that I believe preceded this, 1971. It was called Visions, and this really have started to get away from collecting his earlier Blue Note stuff, because it's either I've just kind of given up hope finding the albums that I've wanted, or I've started to kind of get the ones that I've already, I've already had the ones that I've wanted. I've already acquired them, so have been really mainly kind of having my eyes set on his 70s stuff. This is another one to add to it, another tough one to find, and actually just recently got this. My parents came to visit this weekend, and my dad actually brought this, and so it was great to kind of grab this. When I saw this on Instagram last week, I immediately grabbed it. So haven't spun this yet, but really excited to, again, add another one to the Grant Green Blue Note discography. I talked about in my last video, the Vinyl Tag 2022, that I was really excited about the Latin bit coming out for Grant Green, the Latin bit Grant Green that's coming out as part of the Tone Poet. I think that one's coming out in March. So that's another kind of more mid-era Blue Note album for Grant Green that I want. So glad to grab that. This next one's going to be some Deja Vu. This is Live at Slugs Volume 2. Charles Tolliver, Music Inc. This one is actually an original pressing. Just got this a few days ago, earlier in the week, last week. Was looking for an original, and had asked a few people on Instagram, and nobody had it, but was able to find this one on Discogs. Great price for it. Shipped real quick. Looks to be in great condition. Hopefully it will kind of live up to what the seller was saying, but really excited to listen to this copy, to listen to an original, because I have already listened to the Pure Pleasures reissue, and can only imagine that this one will sound even better. So real excited to check this one out. Absolutely love this album, and so Charles Tolliver has been one of my favorite trumpet players, especially in the 70s. His stuff is really hard to find, especially the Strata East titles. So, been collecting jazz for over, let's see, how many years has it been? Over 2 years, like almost 2.5 years now. Never found Strata East titles, and in the last like 2 months, I found, I think this is at least my second or third Strata East. So, it's interesting how kind of people's jazz collecting has changed. Last one is the one that I'm most excited about. ever since I became familiar with this jazz label, I've been really kind of looking for this album specifically. Was able to find this one right after Christmas. This is Henry Franklin, The Skipper. This is an original pressing on the Black Jazz label. This is actually a promo. Normally they have the promo sticker on the front, so maybe that the jacket is just a regular release, but then the disc says promotional. It's a white label on it, so I don't know how that happens, but it does. But real excited to have this one. This is considered to be one of the best Black Jazz releases. This is number 7 on the label, so real excited to have this one. I have not had a chance to listen to this one. There's quite a story with this one. I had bought this right after Christmas, and it was coming from somebody that lived near New York City, so was kind of happy about the fact that it wasn't going to have to travel too far in the mail. And it got stuck in Syracuse for like 5 days. It just sat in Syracuse for 5 days until it finally made its way to me. So it is what it is. Obviously, probably should not have ordered right after Christmas thinking that it was going to be here quick, but glad that it arrived safe. No issues. The guy said it had a minor warp on it. Put it on the turntable. There was nothing, so might have just been the guy's table, but really happy to have this one in the collection. So that's Henry Franklin, The Skipper. So that's it for my most recent finds. Again, as I said at the beginning of the video, have not really had a chance to go to any of the record stores. There's none that I don't have any record stores near me. So my trips to Rochester are really the chance for me to kind of collect stuff. But it's also good for me to kind of take a step back and just focus on what I already have, re-listen to some stuff that's been a while. It's always good to kind of be doing that. And so this is a perfect opportunity to kind of be doing that. So excited to check out the ones that I haven't had a chance to listen to. I hope that people liked what they saw. Please let me know what you like. Been seeing that I'm getting close to 500 subscribers, so thank you to everybody that has subscribed to my channel so far. Thank you especially to those that continue to comment on my videos. It really means a lot that people are taking the time to watch my videos and kind of picking out things that they enjoy. So real happy to kind of continue to be making videos. So again, that's it for this video. Maybe kind of thinking about coming up with some other ideas, some more concept type videos. So something to kind of think about and look forward to. But yep, that's going to be it for this video. Please think about liking and subscribing if you have not already. And I will see you in the next vinyl video. Bye.